Shalom, shalom. Hey, man, this is Officer Marakai, man. I'm just coming to you reading a book that I was recommended, and I bought it. And for some time now, I have not opened it and read it. So the first time I open it and read it, it's going to be with you, Yahshua. But first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Power, Yahweh, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for he is worthy to be praised for everything and anything. Hallelujah. All praise to the Holy Father, Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahushua. Um, yeah, I'm going to bring y'all a book called The Starving Times, right? This is an Elizabeth Jamestown Colony Diary, book 2 by Patricia Herms. All right, so I'm going to be reading y'all this book, man. And I guess I'm going to have to get book 1, 2, and 3 for this. Give me a sec. I don't even think they'll allow that book to get out. They not trying to let that get out. It is what it is, man. We got book 2. We gonna read this. Hey, man, I read it already, y'all. So forgive me when I said this would be my first time reading with y'all. I read it a little bit earlier today, just so I can see, skim it and see what was in there. Interesting. I like it. So far, I like the diaries of this little bitty Edomite chick. Um, there's a lot of truth up in here, and y'all gonna see. I ain't finna read the whole book through. I'm gonna break it up, and I'm just gonna leave just a couple of bites at a time. You don't eat the whole damn sub sandwich. You know what I'm saying? But just take some bites. All right, nibble on it, if you please. This is the book of Colossians, because I may end up pulling some precepts. Colossians 3:17, and it says, "Whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Right? Basham Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, so I'm just bringing that out because you never know what I might do. Anyway, I got the cover, kind of like the cover of the book on there, but you see in her hands, that's how the book looks. That's in her hands. The same chick that's on the front page. It's called The Starving Times, My America book. Elizabeth Jamestown. I'm over here in Richmond, Virginia. That's the crazy part. I'm over here in Richmond, Virginia. And this is book 2 by Patricia Herms. And I'm going to start it off like this. And this is the Elizabeth Jamestown Colony Diary. Jamestown, Virginia, 1609, right? 400 years ago. And it says, in October 9th, 1609, I stand on tiptoe, looking downriver to the sea. Right? I stand on tiptoe, looking downriver to the sea. In the distance, the ship gets smaller and smaller. I watch till it is just a blur of white. It goes over the horizon and drops out of sight. Gone. It is gone. I wave and wave again. I turn back to our house. I am trying to be brave, but it is hard because Jesse, my friend, is on that ship. Captain Smith, my friend, is on the ship too. They are returning to England. They are returning to England. And we are left behind here in Jamestown. I have lost so much. I feel angry and black in my heart. Mm. Black is already looked at as a nasty thing. Huh? Their hip talk, black is nasty and bad. All right. October 12th, 1609. I shall tell about this diary. It is my second diary. In my first, I wrote about all that happened here in Jamestown. I wrote it for my twin brother, Caleb, who is in England. Then, when Jessie was leaving, I had a quick thought. Maybe she and her papa and Captain Smith would visit Caleb. That's what she was thinking. Huh? Maybe they would take him my maybe they would take him my journal. Then he would know all about how we are here. Ooh, they agreed. Later though, I felt sad. My journal was my friend. And do you know, I believe Captain Smith knew my sadness. Just before leaving, he sent a sailor to shore in a small shallop. The sailor handed me this book. It is blank pages from the ship's log. Now I have a new journal to keep. October 20th, 1609. She writes, I am lonely. I feel better if I think of this new diary as a friend. And it is my friend. I shall write things I would not tell the elders. I shall tell our history and how we came to be here in Jamestown. How they came to be here, all the way from England. Mm, 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 mm. But I must do that tomorrow. Tonight, I am so tired. My eyes feel prickly, as though they are filled with sand. I think it was from staring at the ship for so long. Good night. Next one, October 22nd, she writes this. Pay attention. I promised to tell you how we came to be here. Remember how she said that when she said that in October 12th, 1609. Just a couple of days ago. Let me get my pen in. So I gotta mark this down. She said she's going to say, she said over here in October 12th, right? That because she left her book on that boat. And it's kind of funny how I think they took her diary from her because, you know, how did they know to give her another diary? And how do they know they're looking at her face that she misses that diary because they took it? Because remember, she said in October 12th, 1609, she goes, maybe they would take him, which is Caleb, they would take him my journal. Then he would know all about how we are here. They agreed. Later, though, I felt sad. My journal was my friend. And do you know, I believe Captain Smith knew my sadness. Just before leaving, he sent a sailor to shore in a small shallop. The sailor handed me this book. How you know that? He stole the woman's book, the little girl's book. It is blank pages from the ship's log. Now I have a new journal to keep. You see what I'm saying? Now you come over to October 22nd. This is 10 days later. Excuse me, I'm not good at numbers. And she goes, October 22nd, 1609. I promise to tell you how we came to be here. We sailed from England in 9 ships last June. We came with hopes for land. Some came for riches. We came from other people's land. They came here for other people's land, which were our brothers and sisters that was over here. How you gonna go somewhere to a far country where no man's dwelt, thinking nobody's there? No man in the dwelt. Think about that. I just threw that in there on accident. But yes, our brothers and sisters were here before they got here. So we came with hopes for land. Some came for riches. It was terrible crossing, and some of our ships were lost in a hurricane. That was the Most High. But our ships, the Blessing, the ship was called the Blessing, came safely to land here in August. I came with Mama and Papa, but Caleb, my brother, my twin, stayed behind in England because his lungs are weak. He will come on the next supply ship in the spring. Hmm. We were surprised by what we found here. They said, we were surprised by what we found here. We must live inside a fort. There are tall wooden walls that surround us. There are gates that lead to the outside when we wish to go. There are Indians outside. They are friendly some of the time. I have an especially good Indian friend named Pocahontas. She is a Powhatan, and we got that place out here. This is close to Richmond. She came over here from Richmond. Over here, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I have an especially good Indian friend named Pocahontas. She is a Powhatan girl, a bit older than me, maybe 12 or 11. I am just 9, but sometimes our men are cruel to the Indians, and sometimes the Indians do attack. So it is frightening here. So her people are coming there for land on other people's land. See, there are already people there. She's telling you a story. They came for land, and some of them came for riches. Well, there were already people there. Man, this book called Starving Time. This book is kind of gory, and it goes in a lot upon cannibalism, showing you how the Edomites they've always been into cannibalism and eating each other. They've always been into that. So it is frightening here. Also, there is much sickness and hunger, the plagues. But there's happiness too. Our happiest time was when my baby sister, Abigail, was born. She is the sweetest and prettiest baby ever, though she does squall much. The worst thing here is being lonely. I miss Caleb. I miss Jesse. There are other children here, but none as dear as Jesse Bolton. But I am determined to be brave. I am determined to make myself a new friend. Beside Pocahontas. October 23rd, 1609. Here is my first secret. Now, y'all watch this. Watch how this little girl give up. Because remember, the Most High took away their heritage. He made them bare. They had no heritage, no culture till this day. Watch this. October 23rd, 1609. She writes, here is my first secret. I am making a list of people who could be my friends. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. The next one is going to probably be, I'm sorry. But this goes into it. This goes into it. Yep, this goes into it. Yep, October 23rd, 1609. It's in here. Here is my first secret. I am making a list of people who could be my friends. And one is named Francis Collier. Yes, he is a boy. I do not like him the way Mary Dobson likes John Bridger. Mary makes eyes at John, though John is a mean and lazy boy. Aren't all y'all kids mean and lazy? It is insane. You gotta keep your hands to yourself. He is so mean. He stole my diary one time. He tried to read it, but I did kick him in his shin. He and Mary even hold. He and Mary even hold hands when they think no one is looking. I would never do that with Francis. I would not do that with any boy, but perhaps Francis could be a friend. I will let you know. P.S. I just had a thought. I will use a secret code for writing secrets here. Then, if John or anyone reads this book, they will not know what I am writing. I will run all the words together, and it's all ran together. It goes, it will look like this. That's what it said, but all the words are ran together. That makes me think how stupid they was. If this little girl knows she can write this book, right? I mean, she can write in her diary, and she can make it to where you don't understand what she's saying by putting all the words together, you have to be stupid. But she's breaking the code down for her books on how to read it, and she's going to be putting some things together. October 25th, 1609. Today, something so surprising. Do you recall how I told of Mary Dobson? She is about 4 years older than me, maybe 13. Jesse and I did much like Mary Dobson, but today Mary saw me by the wall. There is a hidden place in the reeds and grasses there. Jesse and I met there to tell our secrets. I had gone there today to hide. I am afraid that I was crying, for I miss Jesse so, and I long for my brother. Mary Dobson looked straight at me. I thought she would say something mean. But do you know? She touched my shoulder. She said, I remember. I left my best friend behind in England. I wonder if perhaps Jesse and I were wrong about Mary Dobson. Do you think I could add Mary's name to my list? Hmm. The secret. I do not know. She thinks too much on boys. It would seem. October 26, 1609. There was a girl here named Amelia Quick. There's a girl here named Amelia Quick. She's about 8 years old, but very little. Her mama died during the ocean crossing, and her papa gets more added, added, added each day. He wanders about looking for his dear dead wife. It is very, very sad. Amelia cares for her twin brothers, who are 6, and a little baby, Sarah, who is about 2. The twins are named Charles and Peter, and they are the most devilish children ever. Today they almost set fire to the whole fort. Damn. That's because Edomites don't discipline their kids. They either rape them or beat them to death. They were pretending to be Indians. They used a blanket to make a roof on their Indian dwelling, and then they built a fire inside of it. The whole thing was burning and smoking. They were crying loudly because they were caught inside. Luckily, Gabriel Archer was nearby, and he beat out of the flames. He beat out the flames. He also beat their bottoms. I do not much like Gabriel Archer for his proud, arrogant ways, but I was most happy that he was there today. I also think the twins got just what they deserved. But do you know, those boys ran off laughing? Poor Amelia. She is close to my age, but I do not think she could be a friend. She is much too busy being a mother. It must be hard to be a mother where you are only 8 years old. So I'm gonna stop here and continue tomorrow, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be going through this book, and I just wanted to read a little bit, and I'm gonna continue to read some more tomorrow. We're gonna start on page 10. October 27th, October 27th, 1609. I want that shalom.